Hello data warriors, welcome to Power BI 365 days challenge, real-time scenarios and interview questions. So today we are actually discussing about one of the important real-time scenario, guys. So the idea of creating this playlist is to create 365 days of Power BI learning which actually has real-time business scenarios and dashboards and interview focused questions. So if you are a beginner or if you are a Power BI professional preparing for data analyst or BI developer interview, these challenges and practical scenarios will actually help in building your confidence as well. So we'll explore real-time use cases, step by step problem solving, challenges and insights as well. So if you're a new subscriber, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications to get the notifications on Power BI 365 days challenge. So today we are going to discuss one of the important use case and real-time challenges on dashboard optimization, guys. So dashboard optimization plays a key role in your business, because if your reports are slow, let's say I have 9,000 records, right? And if I'm clicking on the report like this, and if your report is really slow, it's just to create a visuals or to display the reports, right? Let's say I have a city-wise sales, right? I have one view in such as city-wise sales, and also have Power BI chart like maybe category-wise profit, right? So I have two views in this report. Imagine you have 50 plus pages, and each page got filled with lot of reports. And your data, if you see the data, you have 9,000 rows currently, but trust me, in your real time you'll have millions of records to work with, right? So working on millions of records with lots of views in these many pages will actually make your Power BI dashboard slow. So let's say if I click on pie, right, the blue color pie, and you can see your data is got filtered with based on your cities. But in real time scenario, if your report has lots of views and if you have huge data, this will take lot of time to get displayed, right? And there comes a concept of dashboard optimization. But in reality, you have lots of ways to optimize your dashboard, but today we are going to focus on only one concept, which is to limit the data by using parameters. So guys, parameters can be used to limit the data. Let's say you have 9,994 rows, right? What you can do is you can actually limit your data based on the columns. It could be on your date fields, it could be on your dimension fields. Let's say on your dimension segment, right, I have corporate, consumer and home office segments. So I can limit my data to develop my dashboard to only on consumer or corporate, or corporate or home office. So what happens, so if you actually limit your data based on these categories, you can see less number of rows here, right? Currently you'll have 9,994 rows, right? But if you actually do that parameter, if you apply the parameters concept, you can reduce your total number of rows, and then your reports will be little bit faster. So today we are going to discuss how we can actually implement the concept, right? So first thing is to understand what are parameters. So parameters basically are used here to filter the data. I can actually give any value in the parameter. It could be consumer, it could be corporate, or it could be home office. It will automatically filter the data at the source level itself. You won't even see the data in the data tab here, right? You have different tabs. You won't even able to see those removed data in the data tab. So how that will look like, I will show you in a while. Just click on transform data here. You have manage parameters under the home ribbon. So click on the drop down. You can see new parameter and parameters. So first step number one is to create new parameter and give your parameter a consistent name. So parameter name is important because you are going to refer that parameter in your dashboard, right? Let's say I want to give the parameter name as segment underscore param. So you see that, right, three segments were there: home office, supplies and promotions, right? Now you can see how many values you can see that will be filtered with this parameter. So it could be text field, and click on OK here. So the required So type could be your text because that is our text column, and suggested value can be anything, and the current value. So if you want to understand the current value, right, I'm just canceling it, right, because I want to show you what are the values which are currently in the segment. So quickly create a table of segment here, right? Segment, you have consumer, corporate and home office. So first we will filter the data with only consumer, right? Just go to transform data again. You can see left side consumer, corporate, home office, and home ribbon you can see manage parameters. Click on new parameter here, and since that is a column name is segment, I want to just create the parameters as segment underscore param, and the type could be text because that is a string column, right? Text column. And current value, I want to see the current value with consumer, so I'm just giving the consumer as a current value. Now you can see the parameter as created, and what the step number 2 is, we have to link this parameter to your column, the specified column. So segment is our, we want to filter on which. So here click on the segment drop down, here you can see text filters and click on equals, right? So when you click on equals, you can see the filtered rows pop up, and here you have to select the parameter, and it will automatically found that segment underscore param. So segment underscore param we have given consumer. So when you click on OK, right, and when you click on close and apply, so observe guys, your segment you have consumer, corporate, home office. I'm clicking on close and apply, and let's see what happens. So after clicking on close and apply, you can see only consumer value here, and if you see the data, you can see only 5191 rows, right? So that means your data has got filtered with 5191 rows. Since this is a sample database, you can see only less number of records. Imagine if you have 90 millions of records and you're cut down to 30 million records. So how wonderful it will be to develop your views on the less data rather than develop your views on the entire data. So what we have to do is to develop your dashboards on small data, and that is a development environment. Once your dashboard gets completed, you can actually connect back to the production data source, so that you can see the entire you can see the dashboard based on your entire data. So this is the concept of optimizing your dashboard through the data. So it will help us to develop your dashboard pretty faster, and the developer's time will get saved here, right? Imagine if you are just spending hours of time to just develop your dashboard, that will be really difficult, because in real time you'll use a lot of measures and DAX queries as well. So limiting data will help you for the faster retrieval of your views, right? And one more just a small change here as well. And if I want to show you based on only, currently we have only consumer, right? I want to filter the data based on two values. How can I do that? Okay, so how can I do that? Just go to the segment, right? Segment filter. First we have to remove this filter. Okay, let me remove the filter first, and you can see your segment with consumer. Okay, so let's see what happens, because I can't see the filtered data here. Let's go back to segment again and check the filter has removed or not. So I clicked on cleared filtered and then close and apply. Okay, let me go back, because what happens sometimes is, even when you want to clear filter, right, now it got cleared. Okay, you can see consumer, corporate, home office. So check guys, look, after clicking on the filter, you can check if your values are getting populated or not, right? So click on OK here and close and apply. Let's see how many filters, how many values you'll get. So right now you can see consumer, corporate and home office. So earlier we have seen to filter your dashboard only on consumer. What I want right now is to filter your dashboard based on your consumer and corporate. I want two values of data. So the reason I'm telling about this one as well, because we have to understand how can we pass the multiple values of a particular column, because in your real-time business sometimes what happens is you have to create the dashboard based on couple of values, right? Because that itself test is a way of test whether your dashboard is giving the views according to their expectations or not. So currently we'll see how can we actually filter based on two values. Same way, go to transform your data. A small change here, we have to create one more conditional column, right? I'll tell why we are creating a conditional column. Give this column name as segment underscore, let's say filter. And if my column name is segment and the value is consumer, then output should be yes. So what it is doing is it is creating one more column based on your segment column. Let me just select the segment once again and corporate, then give me value as yes, for everything no. So remember, you have to give the same name as the name which you are seeing in the dashboard. Consumer and consumer, C with C capital, corporate and corporate with C capital. So if you click on OK here, you can see one column which is created, yes or no, right? So if I want to filter this particular data dashboard with only consumer and corporate, simply I can just click here yes and click on OK, right? Click here yes and click on OK. That means click on select all, click yes. When you click on OK, your dashboard will get filtered with only yes. Yes means your consumer and corporate. Home office automatically got removed. This is the one way, and you can actually create with parameters as well, the same concept, because if you create a parameter, right, you can give, just let me just create the parameter and then I'll tell the process for this. So segment underscore parameter underscore yes. So this parameter specifies to filter your data with only yes values. So again, type could be a text here, click on OK, and current value you can give as yes, right? Click on OK now, and you can see one more parameter which is created with the current value yes, and come to orders table and just find your created conditional column, and now you can give the filter with equals with parameter yes, right? So parameter yes. So when you click on OK, it got automatically filtered with yes, right? Yes values. Yes values means you have consumer and corporate, because you have given conditional column yes for consumer and corporate and no for home office. So why we are going with parameter concept rather than filtering at the table level means, if you create a parameter, you have the option of giving no as well. So if you just click on no, your table will get filtered with no. That means no means home office. So instead of going on the table and changing the steps, simply you can change your table from here only. That means at parameter level. So again, when you go on, click on yes, you can find the data with all yes. Now when click on close and apply, so your consumer and corporate data only got loaded. That means 8,211 data got loaded. So this is I would say this is a most real-time use case, guys. People who are actually Power BI developers, they use this concept to filter the data to develop their dashboards in a pretty faster manner. So again, you can actually limit the data to show the faster dashboards to the users as well. But today we discussed on how can we save developers time by developing a faster dashboards this way. So this is the first and I would say that like lot of requirements will be there on this particular use case. So try to understand how we can limit the data using the parameters concept, which you can use in the real-time scenarios, guys. And if you are a new subscriber, the reason we are creating a videos is to we launched Power BI 365 days challenge, where I'm creating real-time scenarios and interview questions, and if you want to follow them, just click on the subscribe button and follow me on the Rax Technologies. Thank you so much, guys, for your time. Have a great day.